Welcome back to Let's Play Victoria 2 with me, the Luminary. Last time we taught Paraguay what it means to trifle with the great Brazilian Empire, but then we got picked on a little bit by the Netherlands. Luckily, I don't see any forces that have landed yet, but they are trying to push their war score by blockading a few of my ports here. See what happens here. You see the Dutch conquest of Para, which is pretty much the opposite of what I just did to Uruguay. From their point of view, it's the same. From mine, it's opposite. They're demanding that we give them Para, and they've actually, if you see here, because they've blockaded us on 5 different places, one of them being our capital, they're actually 1% ahead, and there hasn't been any fighting yet already. So we could propose peace and offer Para. The game suggests not to do it unless they have 20 war score, or oh, sorry, I apologize. Um, this would make up for 20 war score. So if they are more than 20 war score, they're actually going to ask for more than just Para. So if we want to keep Para, not only do we have to win the war, but we have to keep them from getting more than 20 if we want to offer this in terms of peace. Basically means is if they're feeling like they're doing well enough that they can keep it going, they're not going to just stop with the one province. So the only saving grace here is I'm not really too sure how this is happening, but I am a secondary power now. That's probably why the Netherlands attacked me, actually. But I'm a secondary power, and I'm only one spot behind the Netherlands. They do, I believe, have a larger. Yeah, they have a much larger military score, which is a little bit upsetting. But I have a ton of prestige now because I showed Paraguay who's boss. So that's bad. I really should have considered that when I went in, but I needed the territory. I needed to respect my honor, so and it was fun. Well, we'll see how this goes. So I am going to continue. Something else. We have to obviously start building up our military a little earlier than I wanted. I only have 3,800 pounds in the bank because we're in the new world and we don't have a lot of military factories. Anytime we build a military unit, we're actually going to be buying the parts from Europe. So that sucks. That's going to get really pricey. So I like to build up a huge amount of money and then go ahead and build my military units because, as you'll notice, once I start building units, we'll see a huge drop in money in our treasury as we buy the required components. And then it'll bounce back once we're done purchasing, and then the unit will be built. So that would be quicker if we actually built that stuff locally, but we don't. So that's the way it goes. All right. So we're gonna try to get these two armies up north as fast as possible, because I would really like it if I could just occupy those areas, but I'm really worried that as soon as I do that, they're going to have some sort of transport ship sneaking around here and they're going to land and I'm going to have to split my forces or something. They have enough military to really annoy me. They're going to start costing me a lot of money too. Oh, they moved their ship. Oh, that's UK. Those are UK ships. Hopefully UK doesn't declare on me. That would suck. Okay, so they stopped. They have a plan. I can feel it. But what that plan is, I couldn't tell you. Let's go. Oh, yes. And just like I was saying before, I'm going to increase. Let's spending on the military. 10. Yeah, that should be good. Okay. I really want to get this number back to positive, or to a whole number, because right now we're fielding 6 brigades out of a possible 4, so that reduces our efficiency by a significant amount. And I believe it means that if we need replacement troops due to, casualties, it's a lot harder. So yeah, this takes a long time. Brazil is a very big nation, so trekking across the whole country takes a while. Oh, 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 oh. So here, this is what I was telling you about. So one of these projects managed to get funded. So they're building a cement factory, which is great. Cement factories are really handy for building other factories, because pretty much um, most other factories require cement in one way or another. So this is good. Um, why it's in this province, I'm not really too sure. I would figure you'd put it in the most populated province, but that's okay. So they'll build this, and I bet you I'll see a bankrupt factory icon, and then it will disappear. We'll see. It'd be nice if we get a factory up at this early in the game. I would not be upset about that. Oh, we got some unemployed factory workers because now we have a factory working. Very cool. Okay. Let's go, military. You're gonna miss the fight. I don't even know why they declared on us. I think they were just sort of didn't expect the other battle to be over so quickly. So now they have to try to figure out what to do. I think they were just planning on distracting me for the most part, because it's going to take them a while to get their forces ready. There might be a big army sitting right there, actually. Let's just... I don't want to go in with all my forces, because there's not a lot of supply there. Ugh, this is sucky. So a lot of these people are actually going to starve to death as soon as I move in there. Because if you see on the bottom right there, supply limit 3, but I'm moving in with 10 demand. So that's not good. That was actually something that took me a long time to learn. I lost a lot of forces doing that. Oh, there's no... Okay, so I'm just going to rush through here. This is really going to suck, because they're going to both be in the same province for a short period. Actually, let's do that. Okay, let's see if they've come down here. I don't see anything. Alright. I'm cautiously optimistic about our chances here. I know better than to expect things to go my way in this game. Aha, see? As soon as I moved in, they start occupying that. Yeah, that's what I thought. Jerks. At least they didn't go after my capital or something. I think they probably assumed it would be heavily guarded. Little do they understand how unmilitary-like we are. So, I guess this is the decision now. See, they captured that very quickly. We're going to capture this probably a lot slower. Yeah. And then it's just a matter of rushing over here. Oh, are they dropping more forces? This could get really dicey. I need more military. This is going to cost a lot of money, but I'm going to build an artillery piece. Yeah, see how it all of a sudden dropped. We're gonna spend a lot of money. There we go. See? That's what it cost us for that one artillery piece. Or artillery group or whatever. Holy smokes. This could be bad. I'm gonna have to do some creative work here, I think. Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly pause this. This happens every year. See, it's January 2nd. Uh, the the voters elect a new. I believe that the voters elect a new upper house. So the percentages of the upper house changed based on other aspects. I think partially based on what I have for government, because I've got liberal government. They're slowly transitioning that way, so that's good. I am going to build another artillery or two. I'm going to build three, yeah. This is going to get expensive. I hope I don't have to get a loan, but if I do, I do. Such is life. Watch that money. Yep, I need a loan. Take out a loan for 30,000. There we go. Take a look. Netherlands. They will not accept white peace. White peace means that um, you kind of maintain the status quo. You go back to what was going on before. Their demands aren't met. Your demands, you don't have any demands. So, like, it's kind of what we're looking for here. This is going to be so brutal. Hoping his organizations. All right. My game actually crashed, and I didn't really realize it for a few moments there. So I'm going to try to explain what just happened here. I moved my forces into Cabarobo to defend against their army. They dropped another 8,000 troops to help. They won. My guys retreated. My first artillery piece was finished, so I started bringing it up north, and I adjusted my spending up a little bit. I increased military spending. I kind of got it, started getting ready for this long-term war. And then the Netherlands offered white peace, so that means they will stop fighting me. They will give back what they've occupied. I will give back what I've occupied. We will forget this ever happened, and they will go back to doing what they're doing. I'm assuming someone declared war on them because they're out here with a decent sized force. So they probably have some sort of problem up here in Europe. I'm assuming. Where the Netherlands here. So yeah, so maybe Brussels declared in there something. But either way, this is great. This is what we want. This resets us back to neutral. So proceed. And that is good. So now, something I forgot to show you before. When you actually indicate peace, you actually have a truce for a certain term. I believe it's 5 years that you cannot attack them. So Uh, if you want, if you give them what they want, they still can't just go and attack you again. They have to wait 5 years and then they attack you, and giving you time to sort of build up and get ready. Um, so these all four of these countries cannot attack me. I can't attack them, so everything's happy. That's pretty much how that works. We have a bit of war exhaustion because we had that long battle, but we don't have any infamy, which is fantastic. I love it. At this point, I would normally have a bunch, but since I had Casus Belli, which I actually should see. I want to see if I have. Excuse me, I'm drinking a little bit of pop here. Okay, so I no longer have Casus Belli on them, so I used it. That's okay. You can't take over an entire country all in one go. If they only have one province, that's when you can take them over. But if they have multiple provinces, you can take all the rest of the provinces, but you have to leave them their capital province. You finish that off, and then once they have just that one province, you have to declare war on them again, and then demand that you're taking them over. So it's a little bit of annoying and slightly not realistic, but I guess it keeps you from just getting stomped on by someone who's a lot bigger than you. So yeah, so this is good. I'm glad that we didn't get trounced on, although there are some massive militaries here we're going to have to start building up, unfortunately. It's not what I wanted to see. So because of the crash, I didn't end up needing to take the loan. Um, Instead of building the two artilleries right at the same time, I've just built the one, so that cost us half as much. I didn't have to take the loan, and it's not like it would have been out anyway because it queues it because it's all from the same province. So that was just me panicking. There's no reason why I would have needed to build those at the same time. So, anyways, back to this, I guess. We're going to be pretty much back to boring stuff. These guys are just waiting for them to get out of here. They cannot do anything. I believe that I'm supplying them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, but that's okay. They're our allies now. And we're going to attach this artillery to one of our forces. I think we'll attach it with that. So I'll merge these units. And now they have artillery. That's good. And let's bring these guys down to the civilized world here. This guy will go back home. I believe it was... I can't remember where it was. Let's go put him there. So, that's kind of the way this works. Oh, let's... Oh man, this factory... See, okay, this is the part that annoys me a little bit. Now that they've built this factory that is not really making any money, they're the government subsidies is turned on by default. So when they don't make money, I pay for it or the government pays for it. So they built this factory. It's not really doing anything. It's got 2 clerks and 411 craftsmen, and that's it. And now they're building another factory that I'm gonna have to pay for. Super duper. Whatevs. Oh, look at this. Venezuela offers an alliance. So because they didn't come to our aid, they actually broke our alliance. We'll look the other way at this point because, well, Chile didn't really help either. But they're far away enough that they still accepted jumping into the war with us. But so we'll forgive Venezuela. They could have gotten really into some trouble. Yeah, so now we're just gonna slowly build up our economy and our military might. Got this artillery, attach that. What I like to do here is I like to have 2 infantry brigades and 2... Is this the artillery? Yeah. and 2 artillery. So, oops, did I do that wrong? I did that wrong. Let's unselect that. Pause this. I'll merge this together, so now I have 2 infantry, 2 artillery. It's because the way that things are formed, I think infantry are on the front line, artillery on the artillery are on the back line. So if you had 4 infantry, only the infantry can fire from front line, so you'll have a block of 4. Only 2 infantry are shooting at a time, and then once they die, then the other 2 go. But if you have 2 infantry and 2 artillery, all 4 can shoot at the same time, giving you a lot more firepower per turn. The United States of Central America offers us an alliance. They are pretty much out of our sphere that I really care about. So let's, yeah, we'll bring them on board. I'm probably not going to make my way up here, as it's just a big pain in the butt, and as soon as you push through here, the US gets really nervous, so they'll probably be safe from us. I'm not really too interested in pushing too far. I might make the skip back to Africa. We'll see how that goes, but I don't think that I'm going to push up into North America. I'm not really too interested in that. What was I talking about? I don't remember. I'm sure it was very exciting and you were all at the edge of your seats, but I don't remember what it was anymore because I have a bad memory. Oh, I think I remember. Okay, yeah, it was I remember. Yay. I was talking about military organization. So 2 artillery, 2 infantry. So I'm going to start fleshing out these groups. I know that they're not ideal yet, but I've got my military very stretched to the max, 8 out of 4. So as you can see, the organization percentages are just atrocious. But I am now starting to spend a lot more money on my military, and I'm going to bump this up a little bit more so that I can bump up my administration. This is my lifeblood, and that needs to get going. So this isn't too bad. It'd be nice once I get some more craftsmen. I lose a clerk somewhere? I think I did. That's annoying. Alright, so I think what I'm going to do here is go back to the whole cut out boring stuff, show you exciting stuff thing. Because that's, see what I mean? Like, we had a bunch of boring stuff, and then we had, like 20 minutes of touch and go. Could lose the game any moment. So yeah, so I'm gonna stop recording here, and I'll bring you back when something exciting happens. All right, this is my favorite / least favorite aspect of the game. Not that the upper house rearranged, and I'm actually, now that I think about it, pretty sure this isn't like a public election. I think this is just more internal. So that's boring, blah. This, elections. I believe this happens every 4 years, and I hate them so much, especially when you're trying to do something. Not that I'm against elections. Elections are great. The thing is that every 2 seconds the game asks you a bunch of stuff that ends up affecting your country, and sometimes it's really tough to pick the best option, and it might be in the middle of like some battle that you're trying to figure out, and you have to stop thinking about that and then think about how you're going to respond to this question. So I think that I'm going to show you all the questions on this election. I might not do it every time going forward, but you'll kind of get a chance to see just how pestering it is. So here we go. Okay, so here is the first question. A holy place, religious policy, and state sponsorship. The renovation of a local church using public money has become a hot topic in the local election of Maranhão. Supporters of the project argue that some government support for religion will help preserve not only faith among the people, and thus a local vanguard against the forces of revolution, while opponents argue that the state must not intervene in matters of private religiosity. I don't think that's a real word, but that's okay. It's just the paper. So this, again, there's so much information here. You can go by what your population think, if you want to try to keep everyone as happy as possible, or you can go by what you want to have to be, if you want to try to slowly change your culture. But remember, anytime you change culture, there is resistance, so expect bad things from happening. So the 5 options I have here: of course, the church must be renovated, which all population in Marhano become 30% more in favor of moralism. The percentage of people that support atheism gain 0.20 militancy. So basically, good for the it's yeah. So your population becomes more moral, more just, but people that don't believe in religion get mad because you're spending public money on religion. Some funds could be considered on grounds of cultural importance. All pops in Marhano become 25% more in favor of moralism, but still the percentage of people that support atheism gain 0.2% militancy. This issue must fundamentally be left to popular sovereignty. All pops in Marhano become 15% more in favor of moralism. We must oppose such plans on grounds of principle. All pops in Marhano become 10% more in favor of moralism, and God is dead. All pops in Marhano become 5% more in favor of moralism. I personally am an atheist, and I like to play this game from that sort of angle, so if anyone gets upset by this, I'm sorry. I don't force you to believe the way I do, so just because you're watching this video doesn't mean you agree with my religious beliefs. So let's all just try to have fun, but I am going to answer this way simply because mechanically it makes sense for the game. Don't get too caught up with what it means. So God is dead. Sorry for anyone who that upsets. Alright, so I'll bring you back next time. Okay, Gods, Guns, and Men. Religious policy debated in São João del Rei. The morality and virtue of our people has started to decline. The statement caused much stir among the debaters of toleration and religious plurality. On the campaign trail in São João del Rei, many have begun questioning the country's view on religion, and there is no doubt that these issues will play their part in the coming election. Super. I am so excited about debating religion. Not. So these are the options. There are no gods. All pops in São João del Rei become 10% more in favor of atheism. The percentage of people that support moralism gain militancy. Religion is not a political issue. All pops in São João del Rei become 10% more in favor of secularized. The percentage of people that support pluralism gain 20 militancy. Let the people have their faith. All pops in São João del Rei become 10% more in favor of pluralism. The percentage of people that support secularism gain 20 militancy, and there is only one faith and one faith only. All pops in São João del Rei become 10% more in favor of moralism. The percentage of people who support atheism gain 20 militancy. As you can see here, there is no good answer and there's no bad answer here. It's all about which direction you want your country to go. So I'm going to pick this one simply because I am looking for a high percentage of atheist population, but this is just a flavor of the game. Again, don't get too caught up in it. So yeah, bring you back next one. And another one. Aren't you excited? Yeah, this is super annoying. Okay, export and import. Bahia debates trade policy. New foreign products have begun to outcompete several items of Bahia produce, and some citizens report increasing difficulties in competing with imported goods on the market. The issue has been raised by local politicians in debates for the upcoming election. So the options are: free trade ensures our long-term competitive edge. All pops in Bahia become 30% more in favor of free trade. The percentage of people that support protectionism gain 20 militancy. All pops in Bahia, essentially free trade is to be preferred. All pops in Bahia become 25% more in favor of free trade. The percentage of people that support protectionism gain 20% militancy. Free trade is our best guarantor of prosperity. All pops in Bahia become 15% more in favor of free trade. All local markets should, in some instances, be protected. All pops in Bahia become 10% more in favor of free trade. All local markets must always be shielded from foreign competition. All pops in Bahia become 5% more in favor of free trade. So, because I like to do a tariff-based economy rather than tax the crap out of my poor population, I don't like free trade. I want them to keep trading, but I want to be able to tax that. So I do not want people believing that they should have an untaxed trade. So I'm going to pick this one. Simple as that. And I'll meet you back next stop at on the campaign trail. And back. Soldier's stomach. Military and defense debate in local election. Your generals have begun to complain about the bad food the soldiers are getting and command that more money be spent on feeding them. The generals argue that the poor diet reduces soldiers' fighting spirit and want to raise it through better food. These issues have become topics of importance to the many military families in Para. That's funny because that we almost gave away Para. Alright, so first option, the soldiers need better food. All pops in Para become 30% more in favor of pro-military. The percentage of people that support anti-military gain 0.2 militancy. They need better food in order to fight well. All pops in Para become 25% more in favor of pro-militancy. The percentage of people that support anti-militancy gain 0.2 militancy. We'll see how much we can spend on their food. 15% more in favor of pro-militancy. This is not something we should prioritize. 10%, maybe we should cut back on other things such as soldiers. 5%. I said that I was going to try to tone down the military thing, but I don't know if that's such a good idea considering I am such a big target. Mutually assured destruction and all, right? So I'm gonna I'm gonna go with the pro-military edge. I'll see what happens. As you can see, my population's already 24% pro-military, so and only 11% anti-military. So really, I'm just answering the political answer, just keeping everyone happy, right? That's clearly what's happening there. Okay, see you next time. Local or state economy, regionalism and interventionism debated. A debate has flared up in the local Rio Grande do Norte election about whether the state should interfere or not with the local economy. Proponents of state capitalism are arguing that a more direct system of government investment and reinvestment could aid in the long-term development of local industry. We can answer, naturally they are right. All pops in Rio Grande do Norte become 30% more in favor of state capitalism. Interventionism gains militancy. All pops in Rio Grande become 25% more in favor of state capitalism. 15% more, 10% more, 5% more. As you can kind of notice now, a lot of these have a very obvious path of of how things go. You pick the top item, whatever is being debated tends to you tend to sway the population the most, but in swaying one direction you annoy the other, and you can just pick lower and lower values of this change, however way you see fit. So since I don't like state capitalism, I'm supposed to intervention. Actually, maybe I'm understanding this backwards. Should it be fear or not? So I want. Oh, okay. Yes. Um. Maybe I screwed up my government. Maybe it's state capitalism, which is what I want. What I want is the ability to control um, everything. So I'm gonna go with this and hope that that's what I want. Maybe my government is wrong. In general, this is a free market economy, but the government reserves the right to intervene. Okay, and then yep. Yeah, technically state capitalism is what I want, but I really want the protectionism of the trade policy. So if I could only get the liberals to switch over to state capitalism, I'd be happy. Okay, yeah. Alright, so I was slightly confused, but not super confused, which is new for me. Alright, I'll bring you back next time. War and Peace. Militarism debated in election campaign. The debate in Para in the preludes to the coming election mostly concerns the military and defense policies of Brazil. The state has long been a bastion of hawkish sentiments with regards to foreign policy, and this year does not seem to be an exception. It is clear that jingoistic policies will be favored in voter turnouts, but a turn in the debate could perhaps reduce the impact. The options are to war by Jingo. We need a strong military. There are no need for increased defense spending. We are actually thinking about cutbacks. Mama says a pistol is the devil's right hand. Um, the differences would be um, the uh, the top option gains jingoism at a large amount, and pacifism gets angry, and it just goes down. So I am going to go jingoism. That's the way that goes. And again, decline Ecuador's option. So, yep, I'll bring you in next time. Alright, gods, guns, and men again. The morality and virtue of people have started to decline. The statement caused much stir among the debaters, and toleration and religious plurality on the campaign trail. You have seen this before, so these will get repeated. So I'm just going to answer the same as I did before. Just taking a look here, I was really hoping I'd be able to get the whole campaign all in one video, but it's starting to get a little long here, so I'm going to cut it here, and we'll be back on the campaign trail next time on Let's Play Victoria 2 with me, the Luminary. Have a good night.